In Gilan, there once lived a very pious man called Sheikh Abdul Qadir. Sheikh Abdul Qadir was a very patient and kindly man. He needed to have a cool and calm temperament because his next-door neighbor was a Jew who liked to play practical jokes. He was a rather mischievous person, this neighbor, and whenever the sheikh said his prayers, he played music to disturb him. This would have made any other person very angry, and there would have been many arguments, but not with Sheikh Abdul Qadir. Instead, he bore all the disturbance and all the mischievous pranks of his neighbor patiently. He never complained to the Jew about the noise, nor did he let anyone else stop his neighbor from playing his music. But one day, the Jew was arrested by the police in Gilan and was put in jail. Of course, with his neighbor in jail, the sheikh had no one to disturb his prayers. He was able to pray quietly, without noise or disturbance. The sheikh was rather relieved not to be disturbed, but then he remembered that he had not seen the Jew for several days. Where was he? Had he gone away on a journey? Was he ill? Sheikh Abdul Qadir decided to find out what was the matter. He asked some of his other neighbors about it and was very shocked to hear what they had to say. "Your neighbor, the Jew, is in jail," they told him. "What for?" said the sheikh. "What has he done?" Nobody seemed to know for certain. One neighbor said something about the police not being able to prove the Jew had committed a crime, but even this he was not sure about. "This is dreadful," said the sheikh. "I cannot stand by and do nothing when my neighbor has been arrested. I didn't even know about it." In Islam, a Muslim takes care of his neighbor as he does his own family. Remembering this, the sheikh hurried to the courthouse in Gilan to see the local judge. The sheikh told the judge about his neighbor's arrest and offered to help. "If my neighbor can be freed by paying some fine," the sheikh said, "I am ready to pay it, but I have heard that no crime has been proved against him. If you would look up his file and the police record of his arrest, then perhaps you could find out the truth, and whether he can be freed." The judge knew the sheikh very well, and thought very highly of him. "I will look at the records as you request," said the judge, "and then I will let you know what I have found out." The judge acted straight away. He sent for the Jew's record and studied it carefully. Then he told the sheikh, "You're quite right, the Jew is not guilty of any crime." The judge then said, in a very cross voice, "Really, this is too bad. Why was this man put in jail when he was innocent? He must be freed at once." The Jew, who had been astounded to find himself arrested for no apparent reason, was just as surprised when suddenly a policeman came to the door of his cell and let him out. "What's going on?" said the Jew. "One moment you put me in jail, then you set me free. How has all this come about?" The policeman told him what had happened and how Sheikh Abdul Qadir had pleaded with the judge on his behalf and obtained his release. The Jew felt rather ashamed of having been such a nuisance and causing all that trouble for the sheikh. He went straight from the jail to the sheikh's house and apologized to him. "Oh, sheikh," said the Jew, "I've always been a bother to you. I keep disturbing you while you were saying your prayers and making a lot of noise. On the other hand, you've been very good to me and have taken so much trouble on my behalf. You are truly a good man. Please forgive me. I promise I will never annoy you or disturb you again." "I haven't done anything special, neighbor," the sheikh told the Jew. "I haven't done you any particular favor. I have just done my duty as a Muslim. It is my duty as a Muslim to help my neighbor, particularly when he's in trouble, as you were. In fact, I'm sorry that I could not have been more of a help to you." The Jew was greatly touched by the sheikh's words. It was a wonderful thing to have such a neighbor. He said to the sheikh, "I see now that Islam is the true religion. It is a good religion that makes men kind to one another and teaches them to help and protect their fellow human beings. I want to become a Muslim." And so he did. He recited the kalima,
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله.
and adopted Islam as his religion, and afterwards always strove to be a good Muslim.